but one of them is of a slave house, and the other one is of a normal white, average white citizen's house. They look identical. Because in fact, many times the typical slave cabin was a little nicer than the average white family's house in the South. Poor whites were much worse, and some of the slaves in the slave narratives complain because after slavery they say, we're having to live like poor white people.
You hear that? Now, I read that in the slave narratives myself. They would either despise poor Caucasians or they would pity them because they weren't as well off as they were. So we keep on hearing the story about how slavery is such a horrible thing and everything like that. How come we don't hear about poor Caucasians? They were doing horribly. They were doing way worse than slaves. See, so there's a disconnect. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're not telling you the truth about slavery. They're really not. They ignore their history and then try to exaggerate about ours. That's what gets on my nerves. These poor Caucasians, they obviously weren't doing very well. They were envious of actually slaves, and that's why they had this attitude towards them. But yet we never hear this, and that's what just gets on my nerves.